Welcome back to another news video. This week we're talking about how Clair Obscure Expedition 33 is shaking up turn-based RPGs, GTA 5's Enhanced Edition Steam launch and the mixed reactions, and the long-awaited Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3+4 Remaster. Plus, we've got a bonus round covering Borderlands 4, Steam's massive milestone, a surprising Acclaim revival, and more. All news articles sourced for this video will be linked down in the description below. Like, sub, do all the YouTube stuff. Let's get into it. Turn-based RPGs are making a comeback, but Clair Obscure Expedition 33 isn't just playing by the old rules. This upcoming RPG has turn-based combat with a skill-based twist, creating a fast-paced system that's being compared to Mario RPG and Lost Odyssey. But is it the evolution the genre needs? Several reviewers and news outlets have received access to a limited preview of the game. Let's dive in. At first glance, you might expect a traditional RPG experience, but once you see the combat in action, you realize this isn't your typical turn-based game. Instead of simply selecting attacks from a menu, you'll need precise timing, active inputs, and strategic resource management to land critical hits and block incoming damage. This hybrid system could bring in action game fans who usually avoid turn-based RPGs. Ironically, the author of this news story used the game journal cliché of comparing it to Dark Souls, but actually does compare dodging enemy attacks to the weird off-tempo combos Soulsborne games have. Beyond its combat, the game's world and atmosphere are absolutely stunning. The art direction blends ethereal, abstract fantasy with a sense of decay and mystery. You'll explore ancient ruins, eerie forests of undersea vegetation growing on land, and strange portals leading to forgotten mansions, all while a melancholy tone lingers over every scene. It's a world that constantly surprises, offering unexpected delights despite its somber atmosphere. Now, some turn-based purists might be hesitant. If you're looking for a purely traditional RPG, this might not be for you. But for those open to a fresh take, this could be one of the most exciting RPGs in years. Personally, I love seeing developers experiment with the turn-based combat mechanics in these games. While I do enjoy them, turn-based RPGs don't really hook me in as much as other game genres. So having additional action elements to the turn-based mechanics is a huge positive for me. What do you think? Do you prefer sticking to the classic style of turn-based RPGs, or are you excited to have more action blended into the genre? Let me know in the comments below. Surprise! Grand Theft Auto 5, the Enhanced Edition on Steam, sucks. Grand Theft Auto 5 just won't die. The Enhanced Edition recently launched on Steam, and despite hitting massive player counts, it's also getting roasted in reviews. So is this a disaster or another win for Rockstar? Let's break it down. On one hand, GTA 5 saw a huge surge in players, landing in Steam's most played charts once again. That's pretty wild for a game that originally launched in 2013. However, on the other hand, the Steam reviews are sitting at mixed, with many players frustrated over lackluster enhancements and technical issues. So, what's the deal? Some fans were expecting more significant graphical and performance upgrades, and instead, it feels like a bare minimum port. There are also complaints about bugs, crashes, and poor optimization, especially those running on higher-end hardware expecting a smoother experience. That said, others are just happy to be back in Los Santos, and with GTA 6 still a ways off, some people don't really mind revisiting the chaos. Personally, I get why people are frustrated. If you're launching an enhanced edition, expectations are naturally higher. At the same time, this is Rockstar we're talking about. GTA 5 has been printing money for over 10 years at this point, and they probably knew people would still buy it regardless. What do you think? Are the complaints justified, or are people expecting too much from a decade-old game? Let me know in the comments. It's time to shred the gnar again. I've always wanted to say that on camera. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3+4 Remaster has officially been announced, bringing back two of the most beloved games in the franchise with modern upgrades. After years of speculation and fan demand, it's finally happening. But let's break down what we know so far. First off, this remaster is being developed by Iron Galaxy. While they weren't the ones behind Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1-2 Remaster, that was Vicarious Visions, Iron Galaxy has experience with ports and remasters, so there's hope that they can do justice to these classic games. Quick sidebar, I worked as a contractor for Iron Galaxy many years ago. I got the chance to work on Killer Instinct. I don't want to call it a remaster, but it was Season 3. Anyways, back to the news story. In regards to Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3+4 Remaster, expect updated visuals, smoother gameplay, and online multiplayer. But perhaps the most exciting part, the return of the legendary soundtrack. While licensing music for these remasters can be tricky, the developers have hinted at bringing back as much of the original music as possible, which is a huge deal for fans of the series. They also plan on adding new songs for the soundtrack. Those haven't been revealed yet. I'll post a screenshot of the currently confirmed songs for the remaster right here, so you can pause the video and have a look yourself. However, there's still one big question. Will this be a proper polished remaster, or could we see the same pitfalls that other remakes have fallen into? Fans are hopeful, but after Activision's handling of other franchises, some are cautiously optimistic. Alright, that wraps up our main news stories for the week, but don't go anywhere, we've still got some quickfire news in the bonus round. Also, if you're enjoying this video, make sure to subscribe for more great gaming content. And while you're down there, hit the like button. It means a great deal to me, and I appreciate it. Thank you. Gearbox CEO Randy Pitchford has a message for Borderlands fans. Stay positive, or we'll all suffer for it. In a recent statement, he practically begged the community to be optimistic about Borderlands 4, saying that negativity could hurt the game's success before it even launches. Now, this is an interesting take. Fans have been eager for Borderlands 4, but after the mixed reception of Borderlands 3 and concerns about Gearbox's direction, some skepticism is understandable. Pitchford, however, is warning that if negativity spreads too much, it could damage the game's potential, though that logic hasn't exactly won everyone over. At the end of the day, fans just want a good game. Borderlands has always had a passionate community, but if Gearbox delivers a solid experience, optimism won't need to be forced. It'll come naturally. Naoki Yoshida, or Yoshi-P, the mastermind behind Final Fantasy XIV's revival, is no longer on Square Enix's board of directors. But don't worry, this is actually what he wanted. After years of balancing both executive and creative roles, he's stepping back from corporate responsibilities to focus purely on making games. In the past, Yoshi-P has been open about his preference for game development over executive duties, even saying that being on the board was more of an obligation than a passion. Now with Final Fantasy XIV still going strong and his team working on future projects, it looks like he's finally free to do what he enjoys most, creating games. For fans, this is probably good news. Less boardroom meetings, more time spent shaping the future of Final Fantasy XIV and beyond. Steam just broke a new record on March 2nd, hitting 40 million concurrent users for the first time ever. To put that into perspective, that's more people online at once than the population of over 80% of countries in the United Nations. Valve's platform has been on a steady growth streak, with PC gaming continuing to thrive despite competition from consoles and cloud gaming. More players than ever are logging in to play, chat, and fill their backlogs with games they may never actually play. I'd like to add that a certain game came out on February 28th, Monster Hunter Wilds, which sold like hotcakes, probably played a huge part in hitting this milestone number. Still, that says something about more and more gamers wanting to experience major titles on PC versus console. With numbers like this, Steam's dominance in PC gaming isn't going anywhere anytime soon. In a move no one saw coming, legendary game publisher Acclaim has been resurrected, and wrestling icon Jeff Jarrett is involved as an advisor. If you grew up gaming in the 90s and early 2000s, you probably remember Acclaim for publishing classics like Turok, NBA Jam, and a bunch of wrestling games. The company shut down in 2004, but now, under new ownership, it's making a comeback. Not much info on what this means for new games or reviving old franchises, but with Jeff Jarrett's involvement, it's safe to assume wrestling games will be part of the plan. Whether Acclaim can recapture its former glory, or if this is just a nostalgic name revival, remains to be seen. So, I actually stumbled across this game thanks to a recent video from Justin Wong, where he was playing the pre-alpha test, and it immediately caught my attention. Turns out, this game has been in the works for a while. Hitori no Shida, The Hidden Ones, is an upcoming action RPG based on the anime and webcomic Hitori no Shida, The Outcast. It's being developed by Morphun Studios and is set to release in 2025 for PC, iOS, and Android. The game aims to bring the series' martial arts combat and supernatural elements to life with an action-packed RPG format. While there aren't a ton of details yet, it looks like a story-driven experience with intense battles in a modern fantasy setting. There's no word yet on a console release, but with the game launching on PC, there's always a chance it could expand to other platforms later. Either way, after seeing some gameplay, I'm definitely keeping an eye on this one. What if Metroid let you play as the monster? Moadra is a dark sci-fi Metroidvania that puts you in the role of an advanced alien predator, tasked with eliminating deadly creatures across an uncharted world. Developed by Gloomsoft, the game emphasizes stalking, hunting, and absorbing enemy abilities to evolve your arsenal. Exploration is key, with a non-linear world full of secrets, hazardous environments, and brutal encounters. The art direction features detailed visuals and eerie atmospheric lighting, creating a world that feels both haunting and alive. If you're into Metroid, Axiom Verge, or want to feel like an unstoppable hunter, keep an eye on this one. It turns out even Doom's creators can't agree on Doom's history. For the past 4 years, John Romero has been publicly correcting fellow id Software veteran Sandy Peterson on various claims about the game's development, always in the most brutally polite way possible. This all flared up again last week when Peterson claimed to have written the original Doom backstory. Romero quickly stepped in with his signature opener. "Hi Sandy, hope you're doing well. However, you are incorrect." He clarified that Tom Hall wrote the original story long before Peterson even joined id Software. This isn't the first time they've clashed. Back in 2021, Peterson claimed Doom sold around 100,000 copies, and Romero quickly corrected him, saying sales were significantly higher. This pattern of fact-checking has happened multiple times, turning Romero's "Hi Sandy, hope you're doing well" into an inside joke among Doom fans. It's a strange but oddly entertaining situation. Two of Doom's key developers locked in a polite, never-ending Twitter history battle. And that's a wrap for this week's news. If you have thoughts on any of these stories, feel free to leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear them. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, share it with friends, and subscribe for more great gaming content. And if you're looking for more, make sure to watch this recommended video right here. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.